Not a whole lot since the last time we saw you. We were off today. I just got done clipping up the film. We really gotta clean up our defense. But other than that, the feedback was really good from yesterday. My mom did a post-game meal for the girls after the game. And she was just so complimentary of everyone at Marshall and everyone in Huntington, of how nice they were and how just kind everyone was here and how it feels like home. And so, like, I think it was a really good start for us and our family to be here. So it was a good day, good start, but we just got to fix the defense.
Coach, how was it for you to just be out there in real life game exhibition?
Yeah, it was. I was glad we did it. I was very glad we did it. Again, everything is new for me, and so historically, I don't think Marshall's women's basketball has done a lot of exhibitions. And I was, when the men were down, I was like, oh, we shouldn't have done this. And I was up here really nervous, regretting the decision. But as we were playing, I was happy that we kind of had a test run of the timing and the feel and the atmosphere before we got everything done. So it was fun. It's a really fun group of girls to coach. Anytime everyone gets in the game and we all contribute, those are my favorite games as a coach just because the energy is so good.
Did you modify, after looking at it, modify your evaluation any? A little bit better, a little worse? Where are you at?
It was probably about the same. I think that we just, there's a ton of excuses you can say, oh, well, who really wants to sit down and play defense when you're up by 50 points? But that's just something we're going to have to do. We can't waste a day. We can't get that back if we're going to do it. How you do anything is how you do everything. So we just really have to kind of tighten up on that in practice.
You said yesterday you want to see more steals. You have 15. Yeah, that's not good enough.
For the day of yesterday, normally I think 15 steals is our goal. It's something we want to get. We wanted to force 30 turnovers, and we only forced 25. And so I think that, again, we will adjust that game by game. But on that game yesterday, we wanted those numbers to be higher than normal.
How do they handle the pace? In a game, it's different than practice, obviously. How do the girls handle it?
I think yesterday we played as fast as we wanted to. We got to set the pace, which is good. We had a lot of run-out layups, a lot of transition points. I think we had 40-some points in transition, which is a really, really high number. Anything over 30 is something we want. We want it to be fast. We practice full court. We always talk about we want it to look like our practice, not the opponent's. A lot of sports spend a lot of time running through their half-court sets, right? They're going to practice what they know, and they're going to have 50 plays in the half-court, and so we really want to make it a full-court game. And I think Pikeville did a really good job of just kind of breaking the press and then getting good shots off. It was hard to fluster them, and we knew that going in that they were going to be fundamental. And so, again, we got to kind of ramp it up a little bit more.
How's your condition? First time actually going through it, where do you think you're at right now?
I think it's okay. I think it could be better. I was a little bit worried at halftime that our conditioning was not where it should be because we were shooting 26% from three, and that's usually an indicator if our shots aren't falling and they're open shots and they're good shots that maybe we have gotten into our own legs. But then we picked it up in the second half and we ended it at like 37 or something like that. So I think we're okay. But again, that game was a little bit slower on the defensive end than what we will see in conference play, so it's a little bit hard to tell just from that day.
How do you assess your shooting overall? Were you pleased with it?
Yeah, I was pleased with it. I think our shooting is getting better. I was pretty hard on them a couple weeks ago, and then since we have started to do the extra shooting and getting in the gym, doing those things more, I think the three-point shooting percentage has gone up a lot. And I think I touched on it yesterday. Going into the half, we were shooting 26%, and it's really easy to kind of get flustered and force some bad shots and get in your head about it. And I don't think they did that. I think they just came out and played, which is a really good sign.
Too early to figure out who the leaders are. Is it Abby? Is it Rochelle? Did you kind of anoint them leaders already?
It changes every day. And that's a big area of weakness for us, and it's something I probably haven't done a good enough job. Anytime you have a leadership change, I try to put myself in their shoes a lot. And anytime you have a leadership change, it's hard to step up and be a leader because you don't know exactly what to say. And so I probably should have, when I got here, just picked some and gone with it. But I have been waiting for people to emerge. Ari's here today, and Ari has done a phenomenal job leading from the beginning. And she's just growing and growing and growing. And she is one of my favorite type of player is because she's even. She's consistent. She doesn't get too high. She doesn't get too low. She'll tell it how it is. She'll pull people together. And so I think that's really good for our team.
And that's different than your starters. The leadership different than your starters. So you've got the formula where anybody can start if they work their way in.
Yep, absolutely. Anyone can start, and it's kind of an effort-based system. So you don't even have to score a point. But if you go get 12 rebounds and 5 steals, you're probably going to start the next game. So I think that's something that makes it special too.
So what do you specifically look for in a leader? What
Somebody that can change the energy when things go south. Somebody that can be honest. Somebody that plays hard by example. People that repeat the drill, people that make sure, hold other people accountable, get people in the gym when they don't want to be there. I'm really kind of big on servant leadership, so people that will do things for other people. And so when they ask for something and when they need something, that they've put the work in to be able to get that favor back.
Obviously, that's the only exhibition game week and a half till the next game, regular season opener. What do you have to do between now and then? What do you take from this?
Yeah, I think, again, we should have more steals in the front of our press. I think our transition was good. I think maybe some things clicked transition-wise of why we run so much and why we do what we do, and why we condition so much in practice, because it is a fast-paced game. I think that hopefully we have some positive momentum come out of that they realize that it's a fun way to play. They realize that just because maybe you don't touch the ball the first 4 possessions doesn't mean you can't still end the game with 20 points. It's a system where you're going to get 92 shots, and until you play in that system for a couple of games, you don't understand that. And you don't touch the ball a couple times down the floor and you start to freak out like you're never going to. It's very, very different. And so the teams that I have coached, we have always struggled badly in November, early December, and then after about a month and a half of playing games, it tends to click. So knock on wood. We may be rough early, but hopefully the more games we get under the belt, the better it will look.
Is there a benefit to playing just one exhibition rather than 2? You don't have a chance to overthink. You get to see what you see and then head into the season. Yeah,
we had a close scrimmage too, and so I think I always like to do both. I like to pick the hardest competition I can pick and play on a close scrimmage, and we like to get an exhibition game where we can kind of make our debut as a program and smell the popcorn and see how we do under pressure with fans.
The system, as you watch them in a game now, do the players say, hey, now it resonates, what you want to do as a coach? It sort of comes full circle when they get in the game situation?
I think so. I hope so. If they didn't like it yesterday, and granted we played a lot of players. Normally we're not going to go 14 players deep, and so not everyone got the minutes, not everyone got the shots. I was really proud of our team. I don't think anyone pouted about their playing time. I think our bench energy was fantastic, phenomenal. There's times I usually don't laugh and smile during games, and there's times they just made me giggle, like, what are you all doing over here? And so they're fun to coach. They have big energy, and I don't know why you wouldn't want to be a part of that as a player. And if you don't, then maybe you're worried about yourself and not worried about you just scored 127 points, everyone on your team scored, it's a fun day. Your priorities are probably not right.
Your pace of play and transition works well when you have good guard play. You guys feel pretty good about handling a lot of players that can handle the ball?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of players that are very versatile. I think we have a lot of players that do well in a 5-out situation. And we want to try to create mismatches and pick on defenders. Are you going to help on drivers and leave the shooters? Or are you going to stay on the drivers and give us the one-on-one matchup that we want? And so that's why we try to spread the floor. And then Mahogany Matthews is elite off of a pick-and-roll situation. And so anytime we need help and we need relief, she can just go set a ball screen. And we can go downhill and kind of do the same thing.
That's what I was going to kind of ask Mahogany, one of your few bigs, and kind of analyze the bigger kids, how they play.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. She's just going to keep getting better and better. And we got to continue to find a way to get her more touches. She should touch the ball more. She should score more. But she can guard every position. She can block anyone on the floor. She can get rebounds. She can shoot threes. She can do everything. And so players like her are phenomenal. And I just look for her to continue to grow.
How'd it feel last night? Just your overall thoughts.
It was really fun to play. It's been a while since we've been back in the cam, and I feel the energy again. It's been really good to see everybody and get the feel of things.
What was different? Going from last year to this year. Maybe what stayed the same? What's the difference?
I think obviously our pace of play has increased a lot. Everybody gets touches. Everybody gets a chance to score the ball. I just feel like everybody gets a chance to have fun out there, and it's not just one person having to do everything. We all just get a chance to have fun and play basketball.
Now, Coach mentioned yesterday there's a methodology to who starts. How's the team responded to that? The way that she doesn't just pick 5 and go with them. You have an opportunity to work your way in and stay there if you keep it up.
Mm-hmm. I think at first it was a struggle and just kind of getting used to how she goes about things. But I feel like everybody has stepped in. Everybody knows that they have a chance to be out there, and it's not just like a set 5 every time. We all get a chance to show and prove ourselves.
As a player, do you like that?
I'm getting used to it now. I haven't been used to getting in the rotation and getting in early, but it's fun just to have a chance to go out there and compete every day and maybe have a chance to be out there.
There's really no time to get selfish, let your mind wander or anything, because you're out, you're right back in, right? Has that been an adjustment?
For me, I don't think it has been. I'm always a team player. I like whoever's in, it can get it, and I know I trust them. So if I get a chance to, support them and just if they have a chance to go out there, I'm just going to be the best team I can.
Do you feel like that system does sort of weigh on people, like eventually it just wears them down? It's one game. But yesterday, did you feel that?
I don't think so. I mean, I feel like me personally, it's just a part of the game. You got to do if you do the right things, you're going to be out there on the floor. I just feel like it's going to be an adjustment for some people, but I mean, I haven't been in this type of system before, but we'll see as time goes on.
And the opposition, though, don't you think it's kind of weird on them?
No, yeah, because there's fresh bodies every time you get out there. You never know who you're going to guard. You have 5 players out there who can score the ball and 5 people who aren't unselfish. So I think it's going to be fun to see towards the end of the season.
How's the team chemistry? Because you might not get a set 5. It could be a different 5 every night. So how's the chemistry among everyone? Where you can do that.
I think it's really good. We have a really good team, like team bonding, team energy. So I mean, I feel like in practice we switch up a lot. It's not always just the same 5 playing with each other. So I mean, it's just like practice out there for us. It just makes it a little bit more fun because you hear everybody screaming.
So if we told you were going to score 127 last night, would you believe it?
For our team, I think so. We have 17 players down the line who can go get a bucket. So I feel like if you put anybody out there, we're gonna run up the score.